Hello guys, I'm Tommy and this is a new series I'm going to start today. We're going to talk about descriptive bromatology. Okay, so what's bromatology? Bromatology is the science who studies what's in the food composition. So I'm going to discuss the animal foods in this video. Let's begin. Okay, so we have animal foods, and this is the general characteristics. They are rich in water and they have low calories because they have a lot of water. If they have water, they have less nutrients. They are high in sodium, and there is high sodium in eggs and milk. The potassium is the majority in animal foods. Additives are forbidden except in sausage and sea fish. Vitamin D in eggs, oily fishes and milk, in liver as well. Sausages can be made with or without heat. Nitrates block the iron oxidation. Anti-nutrients only in the raw egg white. And the most complete are the eggs and the milk and liver. The nutrient-rich viscera, the liver. The liver is the most nutrient rich. So let's begin. I'm going to explain to you this table. So we have the food in here, the classification, and sometimes I put in here as well a little bit of the definition as well. Consumption. These consumption values are from Spain, which is where I live right now. Water, then fats, carbs, fiber, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and the byproducts of this food category. So let's start with milk and dairy. Classification. For immediate consumption, we have natural, sanitized, and certified milk. As preserved milks, we have dried or heat treated. And in special milks, we have the skimmed, the lactose-free, the enriched, and the fermented one. Consumption of milk and dairy, 70 liters of milk and 35 kilograms of byproducts of cheese. These values are for a person in a year. Water content in milk, 87%. The fats in milk are from 3 to 5%. We have the palmitate, the stearic, and the short-chain fatty acids, as well as the oleic acid, the phospholipids, and the unsaponifiable. For example, cholesterols and carotenoids. Cholesterol is about 15 milligrams per 100 milliliters or grams of milk. And then the carbs, 4 to 6%, which is all lactose. Fiber, we have no fiber. Proteins, 3 to 4%, where the majority are caseins. Alpha and beta are for emulsification, and the K is for stabilization. And then we have whey proteins as well, which are formed by albumins and globulins. Very high quality proteins in here. Vitamins from the group B, and this vitamin A and D. Minerals, the phosphorus, the calcium, the potassium, the sodium, the chlorine, the magnesium, and the zinc. The byproducts, well, if we remove some water from the milk, we have the evaporated milk. If we remove a bit more of water, we get the concentrated milk. And with concentrated milk, we can create condensed milk, adding sugar to it, or powdered milk if we dehydrate completely this concentrated milk. Then we can have, of course, yogurt, kefir, kumis. This is from fermentation of the milk. And cream, butter, and cheese. Moving on, we have meat and organs. We have to distinguish between white and red fibers. The myoglobin is the molecule in charge in giving the red color to those fibers. And we have three forms of myoglobin: the deoxy form, the oxy form, and the meta form. And it has to do with iron. I explained this in the minerals description video. The deoxyform is where iron is iron 2 positive and it has no oxygen bound to it. The oxyform is iron 2 positive with the oxygen, and the metaform is iron 3 positive and it has no oxygen. It's indeed oxidized. The color of the meat when the myoglobin is in deoxyform is like a purple, and then oxyform is very red, and metaform is like brown. Classification of meat is from the animal, the part of the animal, and from the conservation, if it's fresh, refrigerated, frozen, etc. We have to mention the rigor mortis in here. Rigor mortis is when the glycogen from the muscle becomes lactic acid and lowers the pH of the whole muscle, creating the perfect circumstances for an enjoyable meat which is not too much firm. Indeed, this is the best case scenario, where the meat is pale, soft, and exudative. The contrary is dried, firm, and dark. When past the rigor mortis, we have maturation in meats. Meat consumption in Spain, 46 kilos is quite a lot. Water content, 60 to 80%. Then the fats, 2 to 20. It depends on the animal, on the part of the animal as well, and on the nutrition of the animal, the diet of the animal. We can differentiate in extracellular, which is the subcutaneous, and intercellular, differentiated in intermuscular and intramuscular fat. Carbohydrates content on the meat, 0.5 to 1.5, and it depends on the meat quality and the glycogen content. Indeed, this is the remaining glycogen, because if there is high amount of glycogen, the rigor mortis will get this form. If we have low glycogen, indeed it will get this one. Fiber, there is no fiber. And proteins, 16 to 20, it depends on the animal and on the animal part as well. Myofibrillar, sarcoplasmic, and connective proteins, and of course non-protein substances such as creatine and free amino acids. The vitamins from the group B, and in less percentage compared to the milk, vitamin A and D. But we have to mention that the liver is full of vitamin A and D. In the minerals are phosphorus, potassium, sodium, magnesium, calcium, and iron, the hemo iron. Byproducts, cured, the chorizo, which is the chopped cured meat, and the cured ham, which is the whole cured meat. And then we have the not treated, which are not cured, the hamburger. And then we have the heated, so heat treatment, cooked ham, turkey breast, mortadella, and cooked sausages. Now we have fish and seafood, fresh, frozen, low salted, high salted, or smoked. And then fresh, frozen, dehydrated, or lyophilized, or cooked. This is how we can find fish. There is no too little rigor mortis in fish. Consumption 24 kilos, and the fish to seafood ratio is 2 to 1. Water 70 to 80%, and there is more on seafood. And this gives the microbiology instability, and that's why it's very unstable, and the degradation is very fast. It only lasts few days. The lipids, the fats, well, in some fishes from less than 1 gram to 16. The majority are triglycerides. 25-75 is the ratio for the saturated and unsaturated fats. Indeed, they have a lot of essential fatty acids, which are the linoleic and the linolenic omega-3s. They are famous for omega-3s indeed. And here basically it says that they have more insaturated fats than saturated. Phospholipids are 1.5% of that fat. And then we have the unsaponifiable part, and the cholesterol is only 50 milligrams. And there is more in the seafood. Carbohydrates, 0 to 1%. It depends again on the glycogen. And they can have the short alkaline rigor mortis if they have it. No fiber. Protein 16 to 22. It's similar to meat. And they lack some amino acids. So in comparison, meat has a better protein profile, better amino acid profile. And then they have the non-proteinic nitrogen substances such as creatines and amines, especially volatile amines. That's why fish smell so hard. Vitamins group B and vitamin A and D in oily fishes. The minerals, the potassium, phosphorus, the sodium and the chlorine because of the salt of the sea. Calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, copper and iodine because of the iodine we can find in the sea. The byproducts are surimi, sushi, caviar, fish meal and the omega-3 fish oil. And then we have eggs to complete these animal foods. Eggs are classified using numbers here in Spain. If we look for 0, it means organic, 1 is free range, 2 is cage free, and 3 is cage. The components of eggs are shell, the white and the yolk, and they have the category A or category B. Category A is meant for direct consumption and the B is for industries. And then by size we have the S, the M, the L and the XL. The S is less than 53 grams, M between 53 and 63, L between 63 and 73, and XL more than 73. Eggs can be found fresh, refrigerated, preserved, defective or damaged. These ones are from the B category. Fresh are A category. Consumption of eggs in Spain 9.7 kilograms. Water content of the whole egg we have 74%. In the egg white we have 87% and in the egg yolk is only 50%. The fats of the whole egg 11%, in the egg white 0.2 and in the egg yolk 32%. Stearic acid and essential fats, which are the essential fatty acids, linoleic and linolenic, are the 60% of those fats. Then we have as well phospholipids and the cholesterol, and an egg has more or less 500 milligrams of cholesterol. And then the carbohydrates 0.5% in the whole egg, 0.7 in the egg white and 0.3 in the egg yolk. And it's formed by free glucose and glucoproteins. There is no fiber, and we have 13% of proteins in the whole egg, 11% in the egg white and 16% in the egg yolk. It is the highest quality protein we can find. It has all the amino acids and it's very, very complete. The ratios of all the amino acids are very good. It contains albumins and lipoproteins as well. The vitamins are from the group B and all the fat-soluble vitamins there. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. The minerals are the phosphorus, the potassium, the sodium, the sulfur, and then they also have some iron, zinc, copper, selenium and iodine. The byproducts of eggs are liquids, dried as lyophilized, dried or desiccated, frozen eggs and cooked eggs. Liquids are, for example, the pasteurized egg whites or the pasteurized egg yolks, and then dried egg whites or egg yolks, and frozen whole eggs and cooked whole eggs. You can find them as well. These were the animal foods, and I hope you liked the video. I hope you understood it well. If you did, comment down below, give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, share this video to friends and family to let them know what's inside what they are eating, and I see you on the next one. Bye!